Mr. Biggs from Arizona.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I support this common sense bill introduced by Chairman Fox. So let's think about this. My colleagues across the aisle always say, oh, man, the Republicans don't want to solve the border crisis. Over a year ago, we passed out the best border security bill that has come out in a generation, but the Senate refuses to take it up. The Democrats refuse to take it up because it actually would secure the border. But let's consider the plan that they put forward, that they always tout and say, oh, man, this is a great plan. It guaranteed 1,500 people could illegally enter the country every day. Even if the 7,500 limit, mandatory close the border, was actually triggered. 1,500 a day. Well, you can do the math yourself. It's over 500,000 people a year, which, by the way, until the Biden administration, that would have been a record number of illegal aliens coming across. They were cool with that. But you didn't even trigger an option to actually secure the border until you got hit the number of 5,000 illegal aliens coming across the border in a day. 5,000 a day. Do the math. That's about 1.8 million. It didn't become mandatory for the executive to actually close the border for security purposes in that legislation that the Democrats support until when? 7,500 a day came in. That's about 2.5 million people. And here's the other kicker. They couldn't get that bill out of the Senate. So it's not a demonization, because we have over 1 million legal immigrants every year. We support that. What we don't support is mass illegal migration. So I'll give you an example of NGOs. In Yuma, there's only one NGO. I served in the state legislature with the lady who runs it, Amanda Aguirre. She is great, does a great job. But she herself is overwhelmed because Yuma, which actually averaged fewer than 25 per day illegal aliens apprehended, in this administration, they're happy to be down to 350 a day because there have been times that they've had 2,000 a day. So this is a good bill. Let me tell you about the Tucson sector, which I always get it cracks me up. Folks who live far from the border say there's no border crisis. Well, so I was down in the Tucson sector again last week. We actually had a hearing down there. You need to understand, I just want to put this in a big picture perspective for you. 2018, 19, and 20, average was 60,000 apprehensions or encounters per year in the Tucson sector. When President Biden came in and he emasculated within 24 hours something like 70-plus executive orders dealing with border security, the number rose to more than 3 times that in the first year, 2021. And then it was over 250,000 in 2022. In 2023, last year, was about 360,000. And this year, they are on pace already to exceed 700,000 encounters in the Tucson sector, which also is the corridor for something like 50% of all fentanyl and drug trafficking and human trafficking. So this is a bill that's actually necessary because one thing that we have found is that NGOs are actually facilitating illegal immigration, both south of the border and on our side of the border. So let's have them declare that they're in compliance specifically with this immigration law. That will help, I think. I hope it does. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I support Ms. Fox's bill, and I yield back.